And it's rolling.
Alright, so you guys have probably already read my thing on the summit page. If you haven't, go read it. I don't want to spend the 10 minutes reiterating it. I do just want to state 3 main points that I, as a prospective admin, am keeping in mind for a game that I would like to run. Those 3 points are that, first of all, both sides should have an equal chance of winning. The game shouldn't be skewed toward one or the other. The second being that the side who plays the best deserves to win. I'm not going to let one side win because I think they should win. I'm not going to give the humans a victory because, oh, they're the humans, they've never won. Let's make it really easy so they can finally win. But at the same time, if the humans, for once in the history of ever, play really well, and the zombies play well too, and it's a good game, but the humans get that victory, I'm not going to say the zombies win anyway just because. And my last one is that, people should have fun, win or lose. Because the missions, no matter what, are not going to be designed so one side loses. I'm not going to be the guy who says, the zombies are doing really well tonight, so the zombies have to lose. There should always be a way for either side to win. What they win is really what matters. And I think that both sides can have a good mission, even if one side walks away better. So, at this point, I'd like to have people ask me the questions. Yes, Jules?
You're really good at arguing, but you suck at admitting you're wrong. What are you going to do when your entire mod staff says, Andrew, this idea is shit, and you go with it anyway because you're stubborn?
Honestly, I don't think that that'll be a problem, because
Flat earthers.
What?
Flat earthers.
Okay. but anyway, honestly, I really want the input of my mod staff for all missions. I don't think that I have the best ideas in the world. I don't have the solid plan where it's like, this is immutable and I just want you guys here for the ride to see it through. It's, how can we make this better? I think that both admins who I worked with can agree that one thing I'm really good at is changing missions and saying, all right, how can we make this better? How can we improve this? We find the problems with it and we fix it. And as a person who really tries to lead that charge, I don't think I would ever say this idea is done, it's set in stone, and if you see a problem, then let's not look at it because I'm right and you're wrong. I don't think that would ever be a problem. Any other questions? Yes?
What's the story in your game going to look like?
All right, so Nick likes this because he was the one who originally inspired it, but this is based off of something that is very heavy in pop culture. I'm not going to be secretive about it. If you like Lord of the Rings, you should enjoy this game. It's not going to be something where if you don't like it or you've never read it, you're going to be totally lost and you're going to be like, oh, this is lame. But it's going to keep the charm where you feel like you're immersed in something fun, where people can enjoy themselves beyond just the fact that you're shooting each other with Nerf guns. Yes?
Since it's Lord of the Rings and LARPing, can I use a jag weapon?
No, I do not care. Yes?
Will Samwise be an NPC?
That is something I do want to bring up. I am very open to anyone who wants to be an NPC or a mod. I don't think that there should ever be a limit to how many people can participate as long as they can bring something to the table. Too many cooks does spoil the broth, obviously.
But it makes a great YouTube sensation.
But this is the kind of game where I would really want to encourage anybody who has any interest in being more than a player in HVZ to come to me and ask. I do want to bring up something really quickly. I have experience. I was a mod for Capture the Flag for 2 semesters before I became the admin. In that time, I made Paul Miller the mod, who became the current admin for CTF. I want to encourage people to come in and, come to the future and be the future admin. And then, since then, I've been the mod for 2 week-long games of HVZ. So I just want to put out my experience because I forgot to mention it. Yes, Matt?
So you said you had some new ideas. Can I just get maybe an example of 1 or 2 of those?
Okay, what would you like?
Well, I mean, what are you thinking?
All right, so I told Spivey about this mission. It's really funny. It's not a night mission or anything that's gonna spoil everything, but it was goofy and it has to do with Dungeons and Dragons. So basically, you've got an NPC who's a dungeon master, and the humans have to roll for certain circumstances that they're gonna have to overcome. in order to progress to obtain a mission, whether that be weapon breaking on like a terrible failure like rolling a 1 or a really low number, like they can't use this type of weapon, or like, dang, tank's coming in, or like, here's a noodler and a brood because, you know, like you really messed up this roll, or like, look at all these zombies you got to face at once. Like, just something where the humans and the zombies are like, could be really hype on that roll, you know? And Spivey actually told me that you can find like really big size D20s for.
I don't know what you're doing this for.
was not
No,
that
no.
Okay.
No, like,
Like that.
they're like that.
I will find a way.
No, this? Oh man, that's not that for $5.
Also, for specials, expect to see Shelob, and the way you'll see it is really funny, but I'm not going to tell you how. Yes.
So game as big as HVZ, like one of the biggest issues is communication. It's a very
Yeah.
chaotic environment, and in the
Perfect.
past, we've had issues where like rules have changed on the fly, or different moderators have given different rules.
Yep.
And personally, my experience helping run World War III, communication is a very big issue. How do you plan on handling communication in a long,
This
frequent game?
is an excellent question. First of all, paper briefings are excellent, all right? Written in stone, basically, in my opinion. All right, the way the game I have in mind is set up is that this progresses very naturally, where basically what's going to happen is that you're going to have your day set of rules, like this is these stun timers for the day. It's not going to change. And then you have your night set of rules. These aren't going to change in the middle of it. And that's how it's going to be communicated. So there's not going to be that on-the-fly thing. And obviously the moderators are all going to be in communication. Also, communication throughout the mod staff is very important as well. Things like group text work very well. And also posting things like emails in the groups is really important because I know a lot of people did not get their emails this semester and they weren't immediately posted in the group. So a lot of people didn't know about briefings right away. Yes, Spivey?
You say you're not going to make on-the-fly changes.
Okay, I do want to say, like, yes, sometimes there will be on-the-fly changes, but the way the game is set up is that there are different areas that people are going to be confined to. So it's not going to be like everyone's across campus and nobody knows what's going on. The people, like, the rules are going to affect these areas, so the people in the areas are going to know because they're there, and the mod staff's there because they're watching what's going on.
I just mean what happens when, you know, shit hits the fan and the humans get wiped out and maybe the zombies are respawning too quickly. Are you just going to let that be? And
My philosophy has always been that zombies definitely shouldn't be starting with really low stun timers, and the only time they should be getting those really low stun timers, like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, are near the end, where, you know, it's that way anyway.
well, let's say it's the reverse, where the zombies are getting 0 kills and they're standing around for 15 minutes at a time.
The way I also have it set up, like I said, is that sides really aren't going to lose, just like straight out, you get nothing, unless they don't even play. Because a lot of objectives, they're going to intersect, but it's not going to be like either this side gets it or the other side gets it. It's going to be like the zombies can achieve something without the humans interfering. So you're going to have that natural flow of the zombie stun timers reducing, the zombies getting more powerful throughout the game, without, you know, the humans being able to just put a big wall in front of them. Yes, Jules.
Stop saying natural flow. You sound like a Pring commercial.
All right.
So if the humans get like wiped out in like night 3 or 4, or like even night 1 or 2, do you have a plan for them to come back if it's like overwhelming?
I really don't like bringing people back. One thing we did in Nick's game, which I really liked, is that we basically had a contingency plan. Every single night we had 3 different plans for a mission. If the zombies are really strong, if they're even, or if the humans are really strong. And we didn't even talk about like numbers throughout the game, but even just turnout for that night. You know, these things matter. And so that's something that I'd want to do as well, is make sure that we have those contingency plans already in place. So it's not something I have to think, oh, let's just change this to that, and then the moderators don't know. It's something that we'd already have on paper and already planned out. Yes?
Okay, I understand that those are your actions that you're going to take to prevent shit hitting the fan, but what if it does?
Oh, shit's going to hit the fan.
Like,
I'm just saying that we have to be prepared, and even as best as we can be prepared, you know, we can't always make it smooth back out, but I just want to let you guys know that this is something that I'm thinking about, and I'm going to try my best, because it's going to happen. Happens every game. Any other questions?
5 seconds. Cup size.
No answer.
Did you mean breasts or